Very good morning, everyone. Hope you are all doing very well. So, in the previous sessions, we have started the landscape basically. In the landscape session, we have also covered the mostly the all the layouts, how the landscape are working, and we have also seen like what are the different styles of floors it is required to create inside the landscape, right? We have also created certain tags which is required for the landscape elements, and we have also created certain legends. Legends, these all things we have to do it in the architectural plan as well. Same things we have to do in the landscape, but only things was the we have to do certain things related to landscape only. Okay, so yes, this was the plan we have started earlier in the previous sessions. I have completed somehow this sample project, and we will look further what we have to achieve in this project. Okay. So obviously center portion it is having a villa. So villa we are not looking right now because we have already seen in the previous sessions how we have to create the architecture villa. But right now our main focus is on the landscape area, like the outer area, all the different floors, softscape grasslands, okay, paver blocks for the pathway, okay. So these area we have to look inside this landscape, certain small trees, plants, okay. So as of now, we have looked the floors. We have also seen how to tag floors, right? Also, we have uh, checked how to provide a legends from the legends, right? Let's see another plan of landscape. I have opened few plans. So as you can see, I have opened one sample project. Actually, I will provide you all this project so that you can do practice on this project, and then you will be also get the like live project experience, like how the projects inside the industries are working. Basically, this is the example of landscape. One thing you can notice, this architectural area, like the building, is not clearly visible. It's like a transparent, and it's like little grayed out, like all the things are not dark, like it's like light gray color, right? So basically what is happening over here, whenever we are working in the landscape, so before that we have to load the building, okay, we have to load the link of the building, okay, and then after loading you have to turn off the, not turn off, you have to hidden out this element, like in the visibility settings we have to turn gray out, not like exactly hiding, but we have to lower its visibility, okay. So let's try with one link. Let me check if I have one architectural building. For the meantime, I'm showing you. Okay. So suppose this is one of a new one of the project. So let's start with this project file. Uh, check which. So 2023. I'm opening Revit 23 because this project is held on in Revit 23 version. We can open in the new version as well. Like we can open in 25 or 24, whatever you are having. But we cannot load it in 22. Okay. Whenever we will save any file in some certain version, we can't open it directly in the in the previous version or lower version. We have to open in the same version of the Revit, or we can open it in the higher version, so that in the higher version it will take certain time to upgrade, but it will open at the end. Okay. In the time it is opening, I just want to check like whether you are all doing the your assignments, right? You are all doing your assignments, like uh the villa, I have seen all of your villa is done, but have you started the facade? All of you? Not started, but have you completed the facade till now or not? Because already, like last session was held before the previous week, so already like 14 days something time you all got, right? So have you all finished the project? No one?
कई सर में तो एग्जाम मतलब 10 तारीख को खत्म।
Okay. What about other? सबका एग्जाम
Sir,
है?
I have some problem
हेलो
in facade project.
हेलो
यस 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 मौसम, मैंने
भाई
सुना।
मेरा एग्जाम मतलब खत्म हुआ है 10 तारीख को ही। और घर में भी काम हो रहा है तो इधर उधर टाइम मिल ही रह नहीं पा रहा।
ओके, ठीक है,
हम्म।
बट बाकी लोग का फिर एग्जाम नहीं है ना?
Sir, I have some problem in for that project. That's why I have not completed my facade.
Problems we can look
No.
at afterward also, but at least you have completed 60-70%. That is also fine.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
हेलो।
Yes, Kusum.
हाँ कृष्ण सर, मैंने भी मतलब ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट किया है, बट फसाड अभी वो थोड़ा बहुत कुछ कुछ इशू हो रहा है मुझे। तो मतलब मैंने पूरा ये टेन स्ट्रक्चर पूरे रेडी कर लिया है, बट फसाड में अभी थोड़ा मुझे कुछ कुछ इशू हो रहा है, कुछ कुछ टर्म्स मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है, और कुछ कुछ में मुझे बनाने में इशू हो रहा है। बाकी मैंने पूरा स्ट्रक्चर उसका रेडी कर लिया है, एटलीस्ट 60% मैंने कवर कर लिया है।
ठीक है, you can take the DCS afterward. अगर कोई भी इशू रहेगा, आप उस DCS में आके पूछ सकते हैं।
ओके।
बट एटलीस्ट मैं किसी लोग का प्रोग्रेस देख नहीं रहा हूँ। लाइक मेरे से काजी ने क्वेश्चन किया है, अनुज ने क्वेश्चन किया है, बद्रुध्वज, you are not asking any question, और कुशाग का भी कोई अपडेट नहीं है, और आप लोग दोनों का भी नहीं था अपडेट, सो इसलिए मैं पूछ ले रहा हूँ लाइक।
नहीं, आफ्टर क्लास सर मैं मतलब आपको शो कर देंगे एक बार, फिर जो है इशू मैं डीसीएस में पूछ लूंगी आपसे।
ओके, so I have opened one project. This is basically a landscape project. So as you can see, these are certain layouts. Basically, it's provided, certain tags are provided in the layouts. Also, there is certain schedules. Now you can see how well the project browser is organized over here. Right, earlier I have shown you like how to organize your project browser. So if you can see, these are organized based on certain uh, parameters is provided. IC landscape parameter, it's created parameter, and in the created parameter there will be certain the group IC view discipline. Okay, it's based on the IC view discipline. So basically based on that, all the browsers are well organized. Like there is a working view, there is a softscape plan, there is an export view. Okay, so like that you have to organize your browser also, so that you can easily understand where exactly what are the things in your layout. Okay, also it's provided with the view template. Okay, so you can see, I will open 3D also so that you can understand. There is model element. Okay, now apart from the model element, there is nothing like architectural building. Okay, only the landscape is there. But I have certain file which I can link it over here. There is a lands architectural file. Suppose one architectural file I will load, this one. So how to load? I will show you. Go to the manage link. Okay, or you can directly open insert tab. Insert tab, you can link Revit. Earlier we have learned how to import CAD, link CAD. Also we have linked certain more elements like PDF also we have seen, right? So those things we can already have done. Now we have to link Revit directly. Means we have to link other models, like this is the landscape discipline. Suppose we have to link facade building or structural building or architectural building. So how do we link? We have to see that. So go to link Revit. Once you click link Revit, you have to open the location. So I will copy this location, paste it here, press enter. The location folder will be open. So suppose I have to load this first one. Second one, basically it's a basement. First one is the upper building. Basically we have to load one by one both. But let's see once we load the first one. So click on or load the second one first. It's the small file. Click on the positioning. We have to check by shared coordinates. Okay. Why? So I will tell you. See the coordinates basically we will set up at first, but if the coordinates are not set up inside the project, then we have to do like manually, like center to center or internal origin to internal origin, and then we have to align it from the building. Okay, but right now this project is having coordinates set up already done, so we can use shared coordinate. Press open. Once you will press open, you can see certain nested links will be comes inside the project. Okay, and you can see the buildings are perfectly aligned over here. In the shared coordinates and all, I will teach you separately. Don't worry. It's like a big session. So for that we will look further in the next sessions, coming up sessions. But today just we have looked how to link Revit file. Okay. So this is the basement file we have linked. Again, if you want to load any different file, the first one again by shared coordinate, just open. So automatically it will be placed on the nearby edge of the landscape. Since that one is the biggest file, so it is taking little time. So you can see the buildings are loaded. Okay, and this is basically the path view for the entrance of the building area. So like that, this building is over here. Okay, now someone must ask like, what is the purpose of not creating the landscape in this model only in the architectural building? Because see, if the vendors are from the different team, then only these works are separated. Otherwise, we can do in the same file only, like whatever you have done in one land architectural building. If the vendor or contractors are same, then it is easier to create in one folder only, in one project only, in one Revit session. Basically, we will call it as a Revit session, like one file. Okay, and no need to do separately. But when the contractors are different team, like there is a main contractor, then there is a subcontractor of different disciplines. Okay, even now in certain buildings I have seen like more than 30 to 35 contractors are there. For the signage there is a contractor, for the certain play equipments there is a contractor, for the landscape trees, even the trees having certain different contractors certain time. So it depends like how much is the big task, and if the team is not having its own work, so certain time there is a subcontractor or different contractors working inside the project. So all the contractors, if they are working in different discipline or different work, what they will do, they will take one original file, and the original file generally the main contractor are the architect or the landscape. Anyone will be the main contractor. Under them, Other teams are working as a subcontractor, like mechanical, like HVAC system or AC duct system, plumbing, for all the plumbing's pipe, there will be a separate team. Then there is the electrical team. Even in the electrical, there are certain time two different team. One is the main for one is for lighting, means small equipments like lights and certain plug points. And there second one is power, means the bigger equipments like generator, DG station, or transformer. So those are like for different team in the electrical. So like that, there is a separate provision inside the building. So for fire there is a different discipline. So uh, fire line pipelines are there, okay, and a sprinkler for the fire. So those things are there. Even the alarm systems are there. So all those things will be created in separate Revit session, and then it will be linked. So you can see in this projects there are architectural buildings, landscape building, facade buildings. Suppose I will load one facade building, and there is a structural building. So link Revit, go back. Suppose I will open one facade building by shared coordinates. So this is for the basement area. Okay, again load another one. Okay, so let's check. So see, these many links are in the building, in which just now I have loaded four, two for the architecture and two from the facade. FC means facade. Okay, like that. If you have all the different disciplines model, you can open, you can link it over here. Now, when you will go to again to the floor plans, what you will see, you will find the buildings nearby, right? So that will impact your layouts like floor plans. Suppose one plan I will open. This plan, these are certain working view. Working view means when you are using certain views for your work, for the work in progress view. So what you are doing in this plan only, you can create a new plan and you can start working in these area. Like whenever you are working in a company, obviously there will be not only one person. In parallel, they are working two, three persons, right? So all of them will create their separate view. Okay. So what will happen if you will work in same view? Suppose two persons are working in same view, there will be a pop out message will every time generate, like you will not able to work in this view because someone else is working. Why the message will come? Because Revit will not allow to work two person in one view. Okay, actually that we called it as a worksheets. So in the worksheets, if a person is working on particular view, it will take the ownership of that view. Okay, so ownership, what it means. See, this project is also having these many worksheets like hardscape worksheets, curved worksheets. what are the workset means? Basically, you can see particular element. This is floor. This is paving. So obviously, this will comes under the hardscape. Now in the landscape, obviously, I have told it at the very beginning. The two major things in the landscape are softscape and hardscape. Hardscape means the floors, the stairs, the railings, the furnitures, okay, boulders, shade structure and all. These are all things comes under the hardscape. In the softscape, it will comes like the softscape floor plans, okay, the smaller plants, grass and all, and then trees, bigger trees also, smaller trees as well, and small plants also will comes under the softscape. Okay, so you can see if I will select any one of the softscape, there that is comes under the softscape. So Revit will allow you to work in one workspace when you are working. Okay, so while working, suppose you are working in floor for the you are creating all the floors. So that time, make sure to open activate. I see there is an active worksheet option means activate your which worksheet you are working. Suppose you have to create certain floor for the paving. Suppose you will click create similar and you will start working. So by default, if you have selected that worksheet, automatically the new floor will comes under that worksheets. Okay. So make sure when you are working in suppose hardscape, make sure you will open activate the hardscape worksheet. And when you will draw, that floor will comes under the hardscape worksheet. Okay. Again, if I'll change suppose to softscape or any other, suppose curve. Now if I'll create the curve, this is basically created from the floor again. Create similar. Now this curve will always will come under the curve worksheet. So make sure, see, by default it's taken curve. This one is hardscape. Again, if suppose I will create this floor and I forgot to uncheck the curve worksheets, the hardscape worksheet. So see this one right now it's came wrong because I have forgot to check the hardscape worksheet. So this time what you have to do, you have to select that element and change the worksheet manually. Okay. Otherwise, why it's required to select the worksheets? Worksheets basically having certain properties of the element which will well organize our element in the Revit, because when you will draw an element in the Revit, there is like multiple like so many things working together inside a model. So when people are working in the project, they will select particular worksheet. Suppose Kazi has to do one task. I have assigned Kazi certain tasks to Kazi. Like Kazi, in this project, you have to create mounts. So what Kazi has to do? He has to open the worksheet, okay, and he has to start working on the mount. Wherever the mount, suppose here two mounts are coming, he will create two mounts and automatically it will comes under the Mount worksheet. Now another person like Mosam, I have assigned Mosam to work on the trees. So what he will do, he will check first which are the worksheets created inside this project. So there is softscape. Softscape, even in the softscape, there is three things. One is softscape, then subs. Subs means all the bigger plants. And there is a trees. The bigger trees are also having separate worksheets. Okay. If suppose there is a lawn or grasslands or grazing area. So those will comes under the sourdscape. But if there is a shrubs, basically I will provide him with one legend, not legend, with one schedules. Like these are the sourdscape I have provided to you, and you have to create in your plan. I will provide him with a CAD. The CAD layout will having the boundaries divided, and based on the boundaries, you have to start working on the floors. Okay, so see these many schedules are created inside this project. Hardscape schedule, planting schedules. So basically, these are renamed after created with the help of floor schedule only. When you will create floor schedule, you can rename it for the hardscape definitely. Suppose I will select one of this element, PV05. Once you will click on this element, go to 3D, it will be selected. Means when you will create schedule and you will select particular element in the schedule, the element will be selected inside the project as well. Okay, understood? Schedules are working like the actual elements which you will draw inside the project that will comes under the schedule. This is PV04. Suppose if I'll select PV04, so all the PV04 floors will be selected. Now trees are the families. Basically, we have to create a trees family. Okay, I will show you how the trees families are working inside this project. So basically, there is a certain overhead structure of this tree, and there is a tree pit. Basically, we call it as a tree pit or root ball, also you can call. The pit will be inside the soil. Okay, basically, this is showing like the tree is having certain root, and these root will be constrained inside this area. Okay, this will not comes more than this area because these trees are having these trees are having roots, and we have to look because these floors are having certain thickness. Actually, the softscape area is not like completely it's not like it's over this floor slab of this parking area. This the basement is having a parking, and there is a structural floor. Okay, so obviously these soils depth is provided over here, and to do exactly inside the project, we have to provide a tree pit so that while doing the project, we have to check this tree pit will be not clashing to the structural floor. Otherwise, this tree will not grow properly, and also it will damage the structure. So we have to take certain offset from the structural floor, and we have to follow drawings. And as per the drawing, we have to place our tree. Okay, so I will provide this plan to you. Okay, I will provide the CAD, and then you can start working on this project. I have already shown you how to start working on the landscape. Like I have shown how to create floors, how to tag floors, all. Okay. Now, if you can see, different layout styles are provided in the landscape. So how these different styles are provided? See, one layout is having all things are grayed out, and only things are visible over here is certain entrance point, certain ramp up area. Okay, and trees is also having grayed out. This is because of the view template. Okay, this layout is basically furniture and play equipments. When you will place the furnitures, so to show them with the orange color. So basically it's all done from the settings of the layout. Okay, and you have to show like what legends are you are using. So you have to create the legends. Earlier I have shown you how to create legends. In the legends, these are all the line works. Okay, and certain text are there. This is the legend. Okay, now on the right hand side all the things are related to the seats. Okay, in the sheets, this project is not having the sheets. So yeah, this sheets we can use. So basically, when you will create new sheets, oh, this one, new sheets, this one. So suppose I have created one new sheets. Okay, suppose I have to place one of the working view. Suppose this one I have to place inside this seat. So what you have to do, you have to drag this layout inside the seat. Once you will drag the layout, you have to check the size. Right now, the scale size of this layout is quite big. It's not fitted inside our seat. So, because the layout, when you will select, it's having the scale 1 is to 100. Generally, 1 is to 100 is too big for the sheets. We will provide 1 is to 200, certain time 1 is to 400, 500. We have to check that thing. It's like we will not sure without providing the. So I think 200 is fine, and we are okay with the 200. Once you will provide, you will make sure to provide with. Now, the viewport, you have to select the viewport and you have to check which style you want, with title, with section 1, with no titles. If you will provide no title, it will not show anything. With title 1, title on sheet I will provide first. Show title, yes. The title option I will select. Okay. So once you will provide the title, it will show the title. Okay. And even the ratio you want to show, you can show. Generally, in this way, we have to show the floor plans. Okay. Now, suppose this layout right now it's having no template. We have to provide a template. Suppose we have to provide the template like this. So basically, if the templates are there, we can use the template, but I will show you how to use the template. Like earlier also I have shown these many templates are provided inside this project. So I can use the hardscape template and you will see the automatically it will bring the changes like the hardscape layout. So what is going on? All the green and softscape area, trees and all, it's not shown and only showing it is only showing the floors which is there in the hardscape. Okay. Other than that, there is nothing it's shown. Same way you can check hardscape overall levels and grading. So whatever the different style of plan is required for the project, we can create. Okay. Suppose you have to show softscape plan. So it will only show the green area, hatches, softscape area, and other than that, all the floors, it will show gray color. Understood? Now in the view template, we have to check certain things like these. If I'll turn off this thin line, you will see the buildings are looking very weird. Like it's totally black right now. The lines are too bold. This looks submerged inside our project. So basically, we don't want to show the building too dark. So what you have to do, you have to go to the manage link, manage in the view template, go to the override links, click edit, and you will see these many links are there. And what I want, I have to do other than our landscape, whatever the links are there, I just want to keep hidden. So select all and not hidden like it's like a half tone. So you can select the half tone automatically because I have selected all. So all the buildings and all the different discipline area, it will be half tone and all the things will come inside the project, but it's little light color. And this is the way you have to present your link. Only the main area where you are working that will be shown dark with dark black border, but the building area and all, it will be like half tone. Okay, understood? See, like this, they have also shown. They have loaded all the links, even the interior also, so it will be visible perfectly. But other than that, they have shown same way like I did just now. Okay. Then legends and all already I have discussed. These legends are created from the line work, just like the line work inside the tree. When I have opened one tree family, you will find out in the tree, in the floor plan, there is a line work running around. Okay, these lines are there. Okay, in the floor plan only. And Green area is basically the hatch, okay, for this tree. It's a symbolic representation of this tree. Okay. In 3D there is an element. This 3D element basically it will be not shown in the floor plan. Okay. This is planting. If you will change anything over here and you will load into the project, the things will be changed inside the project too. Suppose tree pit you don't want to show, you can create a visibility parameter in the tree pit, and then you can uncheck the tree pit value option, and you will find the tree pit will be invisible. Okay. So all the furnitures and families are having certain groups provided by default. So groups and all, it's like a when you are using the schedule, you can use this groups so that it will be easier for you to filter out. There is so many parameters running inside the project. These parameters are created manually one by one. Like the suppose this tree is having certain description and information. So basically it's like a text parameter only, nothing like certain things directly. The text are provided from the landscape architect, okay, and you have to provide it inside the model. So basically first you have to create all this parameter one by one. These are all text parameter, and you have to provide the value inside this. So anytime any person, any not any person, but in general the contractor or the designer want to see which tree he has provided it's correct or not, he can check and gather the information. Okay, what are the species, what's the like whatever the parameter they have provided, based on that they will provide the data also, and the data will be in the generally they will provide with the excel, and you have to copy the excel and you have to paste all the values over here. Okay, once you will start this project I will also teach you like how the things are going inside this project. Understood? Like many things are there, but for now you have to start first and then you will get more things. Okay, suppose this is for the softscape, so I will open one softscape legend. Right now the legends are empty, but generally in general we have to create the legend and we have to place it over here like this. The legend will not having the titles, like generally the floor plans we will show the title. Legends generally we will not provide the title, we will keep no title in the legends. Okay, so whatever the legends is required for your project, you have to create and you have to place it like this. Okay, I don't know legends are created. So basically you have to go to the legend. Once you double click on any legend, you are in the legend view. Okay, and legend view have no any crop region or something. If you will by default created anything far from this, it will consider like if you will create here and you will press something, and what you will find if you double click outside, you are out of the legend, but you can see it will show you the box of this legends are too big because certain things I have provided outside this box of this legend. Okay, so make sure while doing anything in the legend, it will be not too far. Otherwise, you will find difficulty to find out your views. Certain times people did like they will provide certain elements too far, and while opening sheets, the sheet will be not seams. Like it's like too small. So during that time, it will be very difficult to find out sheets and to work in the view. So make sure while working in the legends, you will keep the things nearer so that it will be having small area only. Okay. So like that, you have to create one by one all of your legends. Start with the general legends, then hardscape legend, then softscape. Okay. One more thing, in the sheet you will find there is a key plan. Right now there is no key plan shown. Let's see. Go to the edit family. So in this project right now, no key plan is shown over here right now. Okay. Basically, key plan, what is key plan? Suppose you have to create this kind of line. So in general, the key plan is created with the help of line only. You have to load the CAD and you have to show the building, like where exactly your buildings are there in your project. You have to show. I'm just showing the like I'm not creating exactly like the building. Just I'm showing like these are the plots, and suppose one by one you have to select and provide the visibility settings, because when you are working in certain area, that particular area you can show like this. See over here, this is P1, P2, P3, P4. So this P4, if you have seen, it's a red. So how to show the red? Basically, on the building they have provided one hatch. How to provide hatch? With the help of field region. This is, I'll duplicate this. Diagonal red. Set the color. Front color will be red. And inside, instead of solid, it will be diagonal. If you will not find directly over here, you have to create new, and you have to create the diagonal, whatever the diagonal is required. Right now it's created, so I'm using this one. Background, I don't want any background, so just keep none. If you will provide solid, that time it will not show the line of building, so I'm not providing anything. Okay. Now diagonal red is coming. How much the line thickness of the diagonal you can set from the line weight. Suppose you want 3, so the line will be thicker. Okay. Now you want the outer line of this to be red as well. So what you have to do, go to edit a sketch, select all this line and check if you have red lines are created or not. If not, then what you have to do, Go to the manage style, object style, and you have to create new. Suppose new red line. Once you created, you have to select the thickness, how much is the thickness or line weight, color, basically red, and style solid line. Okay. So again, go to the edit sketch, select the line, and now still it's not shown. Okay, I have created in the object style. Object style is basically when you will create any 3D, then that time it's work. In the additional line setting, we have to create basically for the line. So line styles are there. Line style. Create new red line. Now there is a subcategory. If you will press subcategory lines, then it will comes under the lines. Otherwise, if you will not select line, it will not comes under the line. It will show somewhere else. Right. Subcategory. Okay, now in the title block, basically it's subcategorized in the title block. Okay, so in the subcategorize, you have to check the subcategories as well. While doing general line, that time you will find out the subcategorize. Okay, and while doing the field region as also, you can see these lines types are visible. Okay, so how to create line in the manage? Go to object style only, and you have to create the line, but it will make sure comes under the title block because this family is title block family. Okay, understood? When you will use your generic annotations, that time you can use the text and all, like P1, P2, P3, like that you have to show. P1, the text size, how much you want, it's totally depend on your project. Suppose this one 3.5, so I will provide 3.5 right now. Text font, text size, width factor suppose zero point 0.9. Okay, and suppose this one also you want to show with a red color. It's totally depend like what you want. And this visible in P1 only. So that time you have to create a parameter, instance parameter. So when P1 building is clicked, then that time only this one will be shown. Group under visibility, I will check the visibility. I will copy this and paste it over here. While copying and pasting, make sure select the visibility P1. Okay. Then this one will be new parameter P2 instance group under visibility. Copy the text. Text will be P2 and the visibility is also P2. Let's see only two for now. Load into the project. So for this project, I have just created some box. Actually, it's not the correct, but you have to create based on your project. You have to create like this exactly. And then right now, both the boxes are checked P1 and P2. Suppose I have shown only P1 in this project. So what you have to do, select the layout, uncheck the P1. So P1 will be just shown in a line way. Line it will be shown, but it will not show the zone of P1. Okay. So like that, when we will start a project, we have to create a key plan and then where exactly which zone you are working, you have to show the zone with this kind of hatching and text. And when you will select the seat, all the things will be there. If you want to show the scale, check the option scale. If you don't want, it is fine. But if you want to show a scale, okay. If you don't want, you can customize your scale value. You can give the value. Basically, scales takes from the layout. Whatever the layout you provided, based on that, scale is also provided. Even the legends. If the legends are in different, suppose different scale, then that time the system got confused and the scale will be shown as indicated means it's not shown the correct scaling. So that time you have to do manually. You can provide the text out here. Okay. So drawing number also it's having a parameters and all. There is a naming convention for each project. So in this project, the naming convention is first one is the project ID, then zone, then the author name. So one by one, when you will type the project name, you can see this project is having certain codes in the top. Okay. So basically, LA is LA stands for landscape, and there is certain zone, certain building information. So all those codes are mentioned in BEP, building information and modeling. Building information modeling document, BIM education plan. So in the BEP, BIM education plan, it will be shown all the information regarding the naming convention. Basically, it's a nomenclature for all the project. There will be nomenclature. How to provide the nomenclature of, okay, okay. So like that, you can provide all the information and it will be shown in the sheet as well. Understood, everyone? Yes, Kazi, you are having questions. Tell me.
Yes, you said about the nomenclature. I mean, which one should be the replaced with the nomenclature?
Nomenclature means like for each project, the information is firstly
Your voice is not.
provided. You are not. So basically, in the BEP, it will be shown all the information. Like this project will follow this information. So this BP is having certain information, but obviously this is not a big BP. It's like very small BP just for the information I have shown. So basically there will be certain information regarding the team, name, designs, like what are the design, even the before the project start only these things will be then we will provide it in the BAP. Okay, then there is a project goals. Okay, like what are the different discipline, and even though these are disciplines like just not provided but also provided with which teams are working in this discipline, like the contractor or subcontractor information will be also provided. Okay, for per discipline this information like project manager, design, architect and all, in each discipline also these are the information provided, even the main architect, even the sub architect also. Now contractor, like class detection, how they are managing contractor, like everything like staffing and all, how much staff is required for this project, all the information is well provided inside the BEP. This is very small BEP. I will show you some more BEP. So this is one of the BEP I have shown you. Like, see these information we have to provide inside the project. Even the project naming nomenclature is also there in the BEP. Like drawing sheet scales, what scale we are providing inside the project. It's before only we have to decide project location, templates for defining project volumes. Okay, uh, drawings and models based on which actually these are defined from the codes also. Okay, the codes for the B, BIM is like certain BS code. BS means British standards. Okay, certain PAS codes like American standards codes also there. So those codes basically we are using, and based on those codes we have to follow the nomenclature and naming convention. See the layer naming convention table 23. See how we are going to provide the naming convention for each elements. Suppose for a stair. Okay, so which discipline is working, so that information will be there. Classification, like what is there in the element. Okay, who is presenting this element, description of the element. Okay, based on that, one example, suppose architect discipline has worked on certain elements. What is that classification? It's basically the stairs. Okay, presented, like if that is presented as a 3D element or 2D element, that will be also written. And then again description of that element, like if there, if it's not there, then you cannot provide also, but if there, then you have to provide. Sheet size, when you are printing the sheet size, that you have to also decide in the BEP. Details on on what scale the details will be provided to the client, to the contractor. Okay, annotation, dimension, symbols, everything is like predefined from the BEP. Even the software version. Okay, file format, which file format we are working in this project. Obviously Revit is having the Revit file format, but what are the drawings format we are submitting, like TWG, certain type DWF, PTFs, IFC also, in certain project we have to submit IFCs as well. Okay, so these are the things basically we have to provide a key plan inside the BEP as well. Understood? Scope of work we have to define as well. Suppose we have to work on the first the planning, then how, like we have to schedule the plan of the concept, and there is the stages on what stage the project is going on. Based on that you have to define, for suppose for the lighting design, on first stage what are the things we have to describe in the brief. What information we will provide in the project, we will just provide the location. Okay, in the second concept we have to provide two three information, like we will provide two three concept plan. Okay, then definition means based on the 3D where exactly the lighting will be there, what type of lighting, color and all will decide that time for the lights. Light luminous, how much the luminous is, that the dim light or the, like the more glowing light. So those things we have to provide. In the design, we have to provide the details of that. What type of lights are you have provided? So that time you have to provide the details of that light. Okay, plan, section, elevation, whatever the scale you have to show exactly like what the light is looks like. Okay, then build and commission means you have to show how you are going to fix those information you have to show. Okay, okay. And then handover and close out means if it is final and the documentation are final, you have to hand over to the contractor. And the contractor responsibility is to provide the information to us, the operation is held or not. Okay. So in the operation stage, they have to show like the things are provided, and they have also provided the maintenance. Like after what time they will provide the maintenance of these facilities. So like that, the projects will go in the supply chain. Okay. In the coming up session, we will show you two more things. Like one is um, um, code reading session. One session will comes for the code reading. Okay. And in this session, basically we have covered the landscape, all the things, and you have to start working on the landscape. I will provide the file so that you can start working on the landscape. One more thing in the landscape, generally these floors we will work for with the help of floor type only. But even apart from the floor, you will find in the management side tab the trees and all you have already find out. But there is a topo solid. Earlier in the previous version, like in 22 or 21 version, there is only topo surface, not topo solid. But now in the latest version, we have topo solid. So how to create topo solid? Basically, we can create from the sketch. It's just like a floor. So once you will create a floor, you can add points. Okay, add points. Basically, we have to do contouring of the based on our information of the project. Means the labeling we have to do. Okay. Suppose this is our land we have created with the help of toposolid. Thickness of toposolid is very less right now, but we have to use more thickness only. Okay. Like depth of this toposolid should be more. Now we have to create a floor plan. Suppose in this area. So how do we create? We have to work on a floor. But before that, we have to find out certain area graded reason, how much the cutting and filling. So cutting and filling data we can find out. Right now this is created in new construction, right? I want it to put it inside the existing phase. Phase filter we can change. Phase means these things are previously created. Obviously, the soils will be comes from the data from the site. It's previously created, previously existing element, right? Now, if you will change anything, that changes I want it to be shown in the new construction. So by default, we are in the new construction phase, and when you will create anything, it will comes under the new construction. So that time you can find out the cutting filling data. Okay, like how much the soil you have to cut or how much soil you have to fill. So when you will click on graded region option, you will find two options. Create a new topography exactly like the existing one. Create a new topography based on the parameter points only. So I want to create a topography exactly like the previous one. So what you have to do, select this one, click on this topography. What it will do, it will duplicate the elements which I have created, like the existing element, and it will duplicate. Now, why I have duplicated? Because in this element, if I will do certain area plane, and based on the plane, what will happen? Based on the plane, I want to describe certain area for our plot so that it will be flat. Now I have to check while doing the flat of certain area, how much the soil we have to cut or how much the soil we have to fill. That for that purpose we have to do graded region. Okay. Now suppose I will add certain point for this area. Suppose in this, from this to this area, I want a particular elevation to be 1 meter so that this will be flat. Understood? So once it will be flat, phase filter is in new construction, and right now the phase filter is showing new construction is fine. I want to show previous and new. So both I want to show all. Okay. In show all you will find the previous soil as well and the new soil. So basically in the new soil you will find the cut area. But now how to calculate how much the cutting and filling we have done? So that we can create another schedule. From the schedule we can find out easily. So you can see one cut and fill schedule is created, but you can create new schedule and quantity. You can see there is a Okay, topo solid I have selected. Select the naming type, file type and name. Fill I have to select. Cut I have to select. And then net cut and fill. Select phase. Second, just a second. So what I will do, this one I will keep the name 01. And this one, suppose I will keep the name 02. Topo solid. Okay. Topo solid schedule, family name and type, net cut and fill, type name, comments, marker. Okay. Suppose this much I want. Press OK. So what you will find, I have directly provided net cut and fill, but the type 101 is the previously existed soil. Now for the second topo solid, what we have done, we have cut it out, means we have flat out certain area. So what it is showing, the result is net cut. Okay. If you will find fill also, so those value will be in the fill, there will be no value, only the cut value will shown. Okay. So whatever the previously existed soil, we can find out how much the metric cube of soil we have to remove for this project. Understood? Like that, we have to create graded region. Now, this is the topo solid. Topo solid is showing contour line as well, right? How the contour lines are working? In the contour display option, you will find two contour lines are shown. One on the 500 mm, that is the secondary contour, and one on the 1 meter, that is the primary contour. Okay, understood? You can change the interval if you want, suppose 250. This is suppose 500. So it will show more contour, and this time it will be more precisely looking inside. When you will see the project, it will look more precise. Okay. Now contour line style also you can change. So contour, it's basically shown like this right now. It's basically a dashed line. When you look closely, it's a dashed line. Okay, understood? It's a dashed line. Okay, and then you can start working on the topo solid. Now, certain time, just like we have shown the graded region, we have to build a a basement. Right now, in the graded region, we will only flat out the soil, but we have to suppose cut out two, three floor or one floor building inside here. So what you have to do? We have to create a mass, and that mass we have to cut this floor basically. So let's do it in the first floor only, or the second floor. Let's do it in the second floor. So first create a mass. Suppose this much area. Suppose this much area is for our project. Create solid form. Before that, I will set plane. I have selected a plane. Now I will select the rectangular. Yes. Now create form, solid form. So once you will create the solid form, create this as a void. Okay. But before void, let's bring this solid. How much floor you want it inside? You have to bring that one. Okay. And once the solid form you place it inside, select this mass and change this solid to void. Okay. Before finishing it, Okay. So from the solid geometry, how much the thickness you want, you can provide, and then you can cut geometry. Okay. First select the floor, topo solid, and then select the mass. Okay. Once you can delete also, then it will not shown, right? But you have to, what you have to do, you have cutted the geometry. Now go in edit type, change this to void, because we don't want to show the, okay. Other than that, what we can do, you can uncheck the mass. This is mass. So we can hide it in the plan view, and we can show the topos, like the floor plan. We can do the cut geometry of the, suppose there is a basement, so now you can create your floors and wall, whatever inside your project. Okay. So whatever the basement you will create, and then you can work on it. Okay. So work on your the villa project. You have the basement basically, and there you have the swimming pool inside. So first you will create the footing and all in the section it is already shown, and then you can provide like this. Understood? Yes, Kazi.
You added the points into the topography. I want we also do the same in our villa project during the floor outside the villa. So I want to just know the how to align the same the points. I mean, it's we have to align the points to manually. So isn't there any option to align straight?
Points
So I
alignment is you have to do it manually. Like generally the
yeah.
contour line is provided from the CAD. So if the CAD, like the surveyor drawings, if we get the contour lines, we have to add point exactly on the contour line one by one.
Okay.
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 And from the CAD we can directly create from the model. Like when you are drawing the uh, topo solid, right now I have used the create from the sketch. But when the surveyor have given the data, CAD
Hmm.
data, basically having the contours, so
Hmm.
directly we can use the contour line, so that that time it is easier inside the project. So in the live project you will get the data, don't worry,
I
from
mean,
the surveyor.
suppose, sir,
But
suppose,
in this
sir,
project, in these projects, what you have to do, you have to place manually the points.
okay.
Okay,
I mean, in my project, there is there is a some, the points are not aligned. So there is little above and little bottom of the floor. So,
you can use split line also. A split line, what it will do, it will create in general one line,
okay,
and that line you can provide a
okay, okay. That's I
level.
wanted to. Okay,
Even on the both the corners, suppose this corner you want high point,
yeah,
you want 3 meters, suppose this point. So automatically it will do a leveling of from this to this point.
okay.
Okay.
Same we can do the other side also.
Yeah,
Okay,
suppose you want to hide, bring up this point also, 3 meter or 2 meter. So automatically it will change flat on this line. Other
okay.
than that, whatever the points, it will try to match with the help of contour lines. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So there is split line and add points. Generally, we are using add line only. Split line, certain portion you can use for ramp up or certain area. Okay.
Yes, sir.
While doing the roof also, we have used the split line. The roof I have shown. So basically, these modify elements in the floors and roof option is also available. In general, when I have shown you the project over here, you have find nothing is created from the topo solid. Why so? All the floors are created from the floors. These are floors. Even the softscape element is also floor. Not created from the topo solid. All are floors. Even when you will do labeling also, just need to click modify the floors and you can add points. See, all the points is having certain value. Okay. When we are doing inside the project, we have to check each point. Even certain point we have to add, suppose certain area, there's a drain, suppose floor drain. In this area, certain floor drains are there. So you have to provide points. Suppose there is a square drain. So you have to provide the all the edge of the drain and provide a, obviously drain will be little lower. So suppose this will be 300 only, 9 300. So like that, the point will be lower. Now, obviously, this weird line we don't need to show in the 3D. So what you have to do in the visibility setting of the 3D, go to the floor, uncheck the folding line of floor. Okay, so that weird lines will not come. Okay, understood? And you will get the slope. How to check the slope? From the spot slope. Okay, you see the spot slope arrow is showing that the floor slope is now toward that side, right? This is the slope in ratio. We can use the slope in percentage value also. Duplicate instead of showing ratio. Okay. In ratio also you can show, in percentage also you can show. It depends generally. Also show the percentage. So the percentage symbol. Okay. Generally 1% slope we have to provide in landscape. Okay. So generally we have to show the grading layouts. This is furniture layout. So there will be a grading layout as well. We provide um, all the DWG and PDF also for this project. So you can start working on this project and better will solve the problems like while doing the projects. So this is softscape layouts. So you can see the softscape layout. We have the tags. We have the trees tags. Okay. Yeah, this one I am calling. This is the grading layout, levels and grading plan. So all the elements we have to show white, not any color. Only certain flow, water area we can show certain hatches. Other than that, no need to show any area hatches. We have to show the lights, drains. These are the drain points, and with the levels it is shown. So while doing the project, we have to provide the points like this, and we have to show the slope direction. Okay. On each stairs also we have to show the slope arrow, like which side is the upward direction, and near points we have to show also. These are the drain points. Understood, everyone? Drain is just like a symbol, furniture family or plumbing fixture. We can provide a drain just like a symbol. Okay. Then spots spot elevation. This is the 3D presentation, but in the floor plan also we can provide in same. Okay, spots spot elevation. Like this, you have to show the spot elevation of your project, each area. Understood? So now this is for the today's session. Hope you will all work on the assignment. I will provide the assignment in some time. Now, thanks everyone. So let's have a doubt clearing session now. So I'm stop recording the session and let's have the DCS. Thank you.